and then play Kuminga at 3.
God, I can't wait. So people are asking about Kuminga, and they want an update on him because folks are clamoring for him to come back. Steve Kerr was asked about this a couple days ago, and he said that he's not close. The latest injury report, which was published on Monday, said it's going to be a 2-week time period before a reevaluation. What that means is that in a week and a half, in other words, on Monday, here I'll get the exact date for you. On Monday, February 10th, we'll update on Jonathan Kuminga, and hopefully on that date, the next report will be a very specific timeline. Like every player has to go through a live scrimmage before they're cleared to come back. So that's what Kuminga is going to have to do. He's going to have to show that he can play in real action. He can handle contact. And then if he does that, Rick Celebrini will give him the green light. So realistically, right now we're recording this on Wednesday, January 29th. I would guess 2 weeks from today is when you could start anticipating a return. But you also have the All-Star game on February 16th. So I would tell folks, realistically, after the All-Star break is when you could expect Kuminga to come back. And when he does, man, I'm with you. I'm excited. And
it shows why we need Kuminga right now, because we don't have nobody that attacks the basket. You know what I'm saying? Like Wiggs, we don't have nobody that goes to the basket and go to the free throw line. We don't have nobody like that. So if we get somebody like Kuminga, I'm not sure if Kuminga gonna come back ready, but if we have somebody that can do the same thing, then we're gonna be good. But for now, we need some trade for sure.
Hell yeah, man. What do you think? What do you think about Gui Santos? Do you like that new nickname?
I love him, man. I love that guy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love that guy.
Dude, Gui Santos tonight. The energy, I love that guy too, dude. I don't know why he's not starting. Typical Steve Kerr fashion. The dude starts on that road trip. They win when he starts, and then you don't see him in the starting lineup ever again, even though he's like a perfect 4 for the Steve Kerr system. Gui Santos tonight played 19 minutes, 10 seconds. The box score will not reflect his contributions except for 7 rebounds. He actually was second on the team tonight in rebounding. He had 7 boards, second to GP2. He had a big night, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Did have 4 turnovers, but they survived that. Added a steal. But Gui Santos, man. We're not calling him Gui anymore. He is Gui on this show, dropping those goo bombs full of THC nuggy lovey. Finish up your thoughts, brother, because Ryan Leong is ready to join us, man.
All right. I love Gui. All right, let's so the cursing out, man. So
you're good.
I love Gui. I'm still getting used to say his name though, but I love Gui. Well, I'm a Kenyan I'm a Kenyan, so I just flew from Kenya today just to catch the game. So Gui means something else in my language.
What does it mean?
Gui means something else in my language. Where I come from.
Can you say it, or is it too crass?
It's no, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
What is it? What does it mean?
DOG. DOG. So
well, then sign me up for the GUI, dude. I'm gonna go to Ryan Leong. Chief, any final thoughts?
So, man, I'm still hopeful with the Warriors, man. Like we might
I do too.
Make some moves, and we going back to the playoffs.
I do too, brother.
The game today shows
it tells me they're one move away, dude, from making some real noise. I believe that.
We gotta get that guy from the Bulls, man. The big guy from the Bulls, man. We gotta get that guy.
Nikola Vucevic. Yes, sir.
We gotta get that guy for sure.
Chief, it was a pleasure meeting you, even if it was just hearing you virtually through a screen. It's still an absolute pleasure, brother. Come back on the show, all right?
For sure, man.
All right, man. That was Chief. I believe that our Kenyan brother, if I got that correct, joining us talking about the Warriors. Before Ryan Leong joins us, I see him setting up live from Chase Center. Let's hear from Steve Kerr. This attribution courtesy of Anthony Slater, who was recording during the post-game press conference, and he got some sound from Steve Kerr, who was bringing up a point that I have emphasized repeatedly as well, which is those first 15 games of this NBA season were no mirage, man. The only part of that 15-game season which I would agree was a bit fluky, was the Buddy Hield aspect of it. And what you've seen since those first 15 games when it comes to the defensive approach to Buddy Hield is that teams are not letting him catch and shoot. Like if you like NBA defenses when they play the Warriors do two things primarily. One is all eyes are on Steph. When they play man defense on the Warriors, one player is clearly assigned to Steph, following him around, like a fly on honey, just glued to him. But there's always a second set of eyes looking at Steph. Like, teams will not let Steph burn them. A second player they look at, and this could be why he gets minutes, is because of the attention he still gets, even though I don't think that's good enough a justification for giving Buddy Hield the minutes he gets for the starting role that he has. But teams are focused on Buddy in the sense that they don't want him to be a catch and shoot player, because that's his game. What they're forcing Buddy Hield to do is get the ball in scenarios where he has to shoot off the dribble. That is not his game. And that adjustment from opposing defenses is what's changed from the first 15 games. Now, all the Warriors have to do is figure out how to replicate those Buddy Hield points. And it's why they need to desperately make a trade. It's why Nikola Vucevic will be so ideal as a stretch five offensively, because he can score those points and give the spacing to Stephen Curry that he gets when Buddy's on the floor. I believe that wholeheartedly, man. Those first 15 games were not a fluke. And courtesy of Anthony Slater, here is Steve Kerr talking about those first 15 games. I will say this before I play it. I really don't like how happy Steve gets from these regular season wins. I don't remember Phil Jackson ever showing emotion following regular season games. I prefer stoicism. I prefer being stoic and keeping a straight face and not showing emotion and not pretending these regular season games mean more than they do. I'm seeing that smile on his face right now. I don't like it. I don't remember him acting like this early in the dynasty. Now, with all that said, turn your volume up on your devices, because Anthony Slater is publishing this on his phone. So the audio levels on your device have to get cranked up. Here is Steve Kerr after tonight's game and reflecting on those first 15 games where the Warriors were 12-3.
I don't know what to do with Shea. I asked Mark at one point to just leave him on the bench for a couple more minutes, and he didn't comply. So I think Shea came back in with like 10 minutes left in the fourth. And I looked down to Mark and said, can't give him 2 more minutes? That would be really helpful for us. And he just like, it's pick your poison with him, you know. And the good thing for us down the stretch is we had the lead, so we didn't mind giving up the twos. But we just didn't want to blitz or send a double team at him and risk giving up open threes. But easier to do that when you have the lead, and that's what that third quarter allowed us to, is to get back in the game. We didn't have to.
All right, that's not the attribution I was looking for. That was Steve Kerr talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as we welcome Ryan Leong to the program live from Chase Center. Ryan, I want to play the correct attribution, the one I wanted to play, and this is going to be courtesy of 95.7 The Game. If you don't mind being patient with me, I apologize for that. But I want to play this clip real fast. I had it. I'm gonna pull it back up because I know it exists. Here it is. This is Steve Kerr with the attribution I was talking about. Turn your devices back up once again because the levels are going to be very low. Here is Steve Kerr talking about the first 15 games not being a fluke. Turn your volume up. Here's Steve Kerr.
I think this group, we know they're capable, and you know what we saw early in the year was not a mirage. You don't just fall into that. But watching the tape of the OKC game that we played on the road early in the season when we were rolling, you could just see a bounce in our step. There was a look in our eye, and I didn't see that tonight early in the game. We've struggled to play with that bounce and that confidence here the last month or so. So it's great to see us fight through that and then kind of reach that state in the second half where like you could see the belief, you could see the energy, and felt like we captured that again. And now we got to sustain it, obviously.
Yes, you obviously have to sustain it. And I think a huge way to sustain it is to not be complacent. And on that note, we're bringing Ryan Leong of NBC News Radio, a Bay Area sports wrap. I believe you're dual streaming. So hello to the Bay Area sports wrap audience. You're welcome to the Golden Days. Ryan, how are you doing, man? Your reaction to the Golden State Warriors pulling off a huge win tonight, 116. Wait, no, that's 116-109 was the final. I apologize. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. I can't hear you because there you go. Try again. Or you have to unmute yourself. I'm sorry. I actually can't do it.
I muted it because of the audio.
Welcome, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, anyway, just celebrated my birthday yesterday. It's Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year, so I'm wearing this special Lunar New Year jacket. So,
did you get some drunken makeout sessions on your birthday night? Or
no, it didn't happen, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe something down the road. You know, it's all good. But I did celebrate with my buddy Lowell. We went to Mitchell's Ice Cream, and then we went to the bar on Dolores Street, and I had a martini, so that was good.
Beautiful. Dry, or what kind of martini were you talking about?
Yeah, James Bond. Little slightly dirty vodka martini.
Shaken, not stirred.
And I went with Stoli vodka because that's what James Bond would drink back in the day.
That's the good stuff. Yes, it is. I don't like vodka personally, but I do know it well enough to know that Stoli is the good stuff. It's high quality. Ryan, you were in the Thunder locker room after the game, collecting attributions, interviewing players. What is the mood in that room? Given the Warriors own their asses, they've beaten them 3 times. The one loss was close. They only lost by 4 in that game. They didn't have Stephen Curry in that game. Right. What's the mood in there, man? Are they dejected? Is it irrelevant to them? What'd you see?
Yeah, it was pretty quiet. So we didn't talk to them in the locker room, but I do have the access for it. So I went in there to wait, and while I was there, we did have a possibility to talk to possibly Isaiah Hartenstein, and he was just basically like, I think he was playing around with his phone. He's got his foot in the ice bath, and he was still wearing his jersey. And at one point, the PR guy says, "Hey, you ready to talk?" And he's like, "Nah." He does this. The next thing you know, we didn't talk to him at all. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was in a towel, and he actually took a photo. I guess I can tell you this because I don't have evidence. Doesn't matter. He scraped up his knee pretty badly. He gave himself like this some kind of a knee scrape that looks like a football player.
Like during the game?
No. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But anyway, post game, he takes out his phone. He takes a photo of it, and when the writer from the Oklahoman asked him, he says, "Well, when did that happen?" He just goes, "Oh, I just scratched myself." But it was like one of those scabs where it's like a pink red scab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of gnarly. And
but
then
still top 52. Worst.
So anyway, but what happened is so then if you don't talk to them in the locker room and the players get dressed, then the PR department can decide, are we going to bring them back to the interview room? And so that's what they did. They brought Jalen Williams and SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, out to the interview room. I'll have video of it later, but yeah, I mean, I actually shot video of Shai with my phone. We'll merge it later and put it on Bay Area Sports Wraps YouTube channel.
Well, and your Twitter account, I hope too, right? Again, people can follow you on Twitter at Brian Leong. You posted a video at halftime. I believe it's the Chinese Lunar New Year. Is that correct?
Or that's just now it's just Lunar New Year, right? It used to be when I was a kid growing up, but now you got other cultures. So not only the Chinese,
all right,
but like the Vietnamese people celebrate Lunar New Year, right? So.
And so you're the snake. I'm so naive when it comes.
You're pretty good, man. You're right. So you're the snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So it was fun. Like I said, it was a very festive atmosphere. Light years different than last night. I'm here last night for my birthday. I'll tell you, when Steph doesn't play, this place is like a mausoleum. It's very quiet here.
Yeah.
Even when the game was close last night, I mean, let's be honest, it's the freaking Jazz, right? The Jazz stink. They're not a good team. And I spoke to, in fact, I spoke to a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder media, and he was saying how the Jazz are basically tanking, but making it look like they're not. They're playing like the Warriors, I guess, in the early 2000s. They'll be competitive, but they're going to lose, right? Almost like maybe like an Eric Musselman coach team.
Musselman. Is he still over in Arkansas right now? Is that where he's at these days?
Nevada, isn't he? He was coaching Nevada, wasn't he?
Oh, maybe he is. Yeah, I lost track. Man. I can't believe that guy was like an NBA coach at one point. So
he wasn't bad. Although I never forget the insult that Eric Dampier called him. You remember what he called him? He used to call him Musclehead.
I don't. Why was Dampier getting screwed over with minutes?
No, he didn't like Dampier. Did not like Musselman. He used to call him Musclehead.
That's funny, dude. And Trey Ochoa in the chat adding that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looked pissed off and walked off mad after the game.
If you dropped 52, I mean 50 points after the game, 52 points rather, you'd be pissed off too.
Yeah, well, and I think even more importantly, dude, is the fact that he looks at the Warriors and they've beaten him 2 of 3 times. Like, it's in the same way that the Clippers, for some bizarre reason, have the Warriors number this year. Like they the Warriors have OKC's number, and it can't feel good. What's your summary like of the game overall? I mean, it was a big win. What was your reaction to the actual action, like to the game itself?
Well, it was great to see Looney play the way he did. I mean, Looney tied his career high in points.
Did he really?
You know what's really cool? Yeah. Look what we get when you cover the game. You get one of these.
Hold on. Final book. Okay.
So, when you see it online, but instead you get it in print and you can get every page of the.
Right. Oh, that thing. Yeah. Those are the box scores.
Yeah. And the play-by-play. So
and the play. Thank you. Yes, and the play-by-play, and you get a lot of great stats in there.
Yeah.
Wait, so Kevon Looney, he had a career high in scoring tonight?
Yeah, he tied it. So he tied it 18 points.
He had a great game. Yeah, I haven't even touched on him yet. So here's the stats. That's crazy. 25 minutes and 9 seconds of play, 5 of 7 from the field. He had 9 free throw attempts. And he was 8 of 9 from the free throw line. He's been struggling with his free throw shooting this year. Yeah. Finished the game with 18 points, tied for the team lead in net rating with a plus 14 alongside Andrew Wiggins. Again, 18 points, as Ryan Leong has just reported. I apologize for missing that until now. Ties a career high with 18 points. Again, the 9 free throw attempts are huge because, as I've mentioned before, and I'm sorry to be redundant saying this, but it's important. Every time you have a trip to the free throw line, you're preventing the other team from a transition basket, from that extra pressure they put on the defense. And the Thunder thrive with the transition, with fast break points. So the fact that they were getting to the line like that, the Warriors tonight with 28 free throw attempts. Now, granted, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 21 himself, but the Thunder total only had 25. So good job by the Warriors, man. They got to the line.
You know what it reminded me of, too? Watching this game, when you see SGA, I'll just shorten his name, or Shai. When you see Shai score 21 points in the first quarter, Michael Jordan popped into my head.
Why?
Because if you look at the stat line, this is a very Michael Jordan-like game, right? Because if you look at his points, he got 52 points, right? But he scored, 18 of those from the line. I mean, this is old school NBA, right? As far as he's got a ton of free throw attempts, right? When's the last time you saw a guy take 21 free throw attempts? You don't see that anymore, right? And he only made two threes.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
It's like it turned back the clock, man. It really
is. You're right. Yeah. He's a fantastic basketball player. I do also have to give Looney additional credit. Thank you, Ken Mamba, for bringing it up. That Kevon Looney, on top of the scoring and the free throw attempts,
Yep.
4 blocks tonight. That's wild, dude.
Yeah. No, he had a great game. He played.
He did.
He played like the Looney that the Warriors wanted when they got him out of UCLA. Yep, this is the guy.
I'm almost like rethinking that. So I originally awarded Andrew Wiggins the player of the game honors, but I'm starting to rethink this. Like, should Kevon Looney have been our player of the game tonight? Like, I don't know.
Or you could put him as the runner-up.
As the runner-up, there you go. That's fair. Yeah. One player we haven't talked about much tonight, and I want to give him his due because since he's come back from injury, and I forgot who in the audience. Maybe it was Kai or maybe it was Bruce Motto, who we haven't heard from you in a while. But someone was saying in the chat how the mask that Brandon Podziemski had to wear in the early part of the season because he got busted up in the nose was affecting him. He admitted that in interviews, saying that the mask was affecting his peripherals. Which I think is very important when you're a professional basketball player. Anyways, so he's that was early in the season. He has the abdominal issue. He misses 10 games, 12 games, somewhere in that range. Comes back. He already was shooting the ball well from 3 before the injury, and he's been playing some great ball lately, dude. Tonight, the numbers were good, not great. I think he had a bit of a slow start, but finished the night in 18 minutes, 8 seconds of action, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from deep, 11 points on the night, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. I remember one specific shot as the shot clock was expiring that he drained, keeping the momentum going. I thought he had a great game, man. What'd you see?
Well, actually, before I forget, I got to mention the one play where the house came down was the GP2 dunk with a minute to go.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh my God, no, the fans here went freaking nuts, man. It was like an earthquake. I mean, and he got his hops, man, were amazing. He kept rising. I haven't seen a dunk like that, and I can't remember how long.
It was a big one. It was a big one. It shook the
hell. Again, another Jordan. It reminded me of that Jordan dunk back in like '93 when he dunks over the Knicks. Remember that?
Yeah,
I think
I do.
No, I'm sorry. That's a Starks dunk. That's John. I think that's John Starks did that. But it reminds me of the John Starks dunk. Very similar.
Famous Golden State Warrior John Starks. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Look, Trey Ochoa. Brian, what are your thoughts on this one, dude? Trey Ochoa is saying it was the best dunk I've ever seen. That's a bold statement.
I don't know if it's the best dunk ever, but it was pretty. I'll say this much: it's the best dunk I've seen in this building. No, it really was amazing. It was an amazing dunk.
Ryan, in your thoughts,
yeah,
this is I'm strictly asking for your opinion because there's no way anybody can answer this objectively. But is it a coincidence that GP2 and Looney are having these big games with the trade deadline a week away?
I don't know. Yeah, so you're thinking that somebody's going to want to trade for them and get them out of Golden State?
I'm thinking that their names are being mentioned in every trade rumor imaginable. Neither of them want to go anywhere. And they're incentivized to maybe play a little better than.
Sure, okay, yeah. You know what? No, seriously. There's always some truth to that. I mean, again, this is a different sport, but in baseball, that's why guys always have great years when they're going their year of arbitration or their year of free agency. They want to kick some ass. Baron Davis' dunk was way better. Okay, yes, Perry, I agree, but I'm saying in this building, I'll give this dunk to Peyton for this building.
Good call.
But yeah, I remember that game when he dunked over AK-47 and he dunked over Karolinko. He lifted up his shirt. Remember that? He lifted up his shirt. That was awesome.
Of course, I was there. We both were.
I was there. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I was seated up like by the roof because that's the only room that they had. But I was there, man. I said,
I was a lot closer. I'm in good standing with the Warriors.
They
had me a lot closer. Yeah.
The intro of this show, the very last part where it's just like that techno music and you hear me kind of talking muffled underneath it, all by design. That was a picture I took from that game. Oh, wow. It was right when the game ended, and you got all the confetti and all the cheerleaders. That's where that comes from. In case people are wondering, it was from that series, or maybe it was the series before. I actually can't remember, but I went to all those games. Anyways, yes, the Baron Davis dunk on AK-47, Andre Karolinko, who had a brief moment in the NBA of notoriety. He was a damn good player. And Baron Davis slammed the ball on him.
And he had the coolest name and number until, like, I guess, obviously he still does, right? Because Paul George's is pretty good too, but AK-47 is better than PG-13.
No, I'm totally with you. So the Warriors, with this win, Ryan, look, I imagine in the media section, the chatter is all about trades. What are you hearing, if anything? And if you're not hearing anything, what would you guess is going to happen with the Warriors? The trade deadline is a week and change away. What is your guess?
My guess is they'll make a move if they can continue to perform like they did tonight. I think they'll make a move.
So you're saying regardless of tonight, they'll make a move?
No. I didn't say regardless. I said if they keep winning like they did tonight, they'll make a move.
If they keep winning, they will make a move?
Yeah.
Because you think they're showing that they have a shot and it's worth him to make. Interesting. I hope you're right, man.
That's what I think. I mean, again, that's my guess. Obviously, I'm not, that's my intuition.
That's fair. I respect your intuition. Ryan, I'll take it a step further and say I respect your intuition more than Steve Kerr's. I'll leave it that. I'll leave it there. Right. I feel like we've covered every base with the Golden State Warriors. Is there anything you want to mention that we? You know what? There is one thing I want to bring up because someone in the chat brought up a player whose name is where is it? I know his name, but I wanted to save it for the chat. I don't think I highlighted it. Anyways, they were asking about I think Jackson Rowe, was that his name? The new two-way player.
Yes.
The Warriors promoted from Santa Cruz recently. You and I saw Jackson Rowe. Is that his name? Jackson Rowe?
Yes.
Okay. You and I saw Jackson Rowe during media day. And I didn't know who he was at first. I'm like, who's this guy? Like, he's wearing a Warriors jersey. He's huge. Like, he's not huge in the sense that he's tall. I think his listed height is 6'7", maybe 6'6". He's a stocky dude, man. Like, he's got like that Barkley type physique to him, where he's like, I don't think you can move him. What is your take on Jackson Rowe as the Warriors' new two-way player?
I don't really have one because I don't really remember what he looked like, to be honest. So I haven't. I'll look at it later. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm kind of focused on the guys I can see on the floor now. And by the way, I don't know if you mentioned it or not. We were talking with one of my colleagues, and she was saying how the Quentin Post experiment is over in her mind, right?
You think so, really? Just after one game?
Said that. She said, a colleague of mine, she said that.
Okay.
Because Post only got 8 minutes and a lot of zeros.
He pulled a Tony Snell tonight. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. But again, 8 minutes, 8 seconds. I don't know how you can judge a player with that small of a sample size. I didn't think he was playing horribly either. I just, Isaiah Hartenstein was outplaying him.
Like I said before, when the first time he had that awesome game, that we needed to see 3 or 4 performances like the one he had for me to really be convinced of a guy that can really make an impact.
Yeah. And Richard Marquez in the chat, a Golden Dazer, is asking, why do you think they promoted Jackson Rowe to that 2-way? And my response is, why not? I mean,
why not?
Look,
yeah.
I talked to Kevin Dana, the play-by-play voice of the Santa Cruz Warriors, the other day.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to come on the show. It's been a while. He's really busy. He told me, he's like, you know what? Screw the politics. I'll come on your show. I don't care if he gets accused of being a propagandist when it comes to the Golden State Warriors. With that said, I pick his mind when it comes to Santa Cruz because he's there every night. I love the guy. He's a close friend on top of everything else. But I asked him about not so much Jackson Rowe, but Kevin Knox, who's been lighting it up for Santa Cruz. Unfortunately, Kevin Knox is not eligible for a 2-way deal. Otherwise, I think we would have seen that by now. So the only way he can play for the Warriors is with an actual contract, a guaranteed deal. The Warriors, however, are only approximately $300,000 under the cap right now. They can't even give Quinn Post a guaranteed deal. That's why I think there's going to be a trade. I don't even think the trade is going to be because the team feels this need to improve. I hope so, but I'm just so jaded by the way they've acted the last few years that I guess I've become a little cynical with the Warriors front office. But I do think they're going to make a trade to free up extra room under the cap so they can actually give Quinn Post a contract and so that they can maybe promote Kevin Knox. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but that's just my theory. What do you think?
Okay, sounds good. I don't have any thoughts on it. I gotta be honest.
But Jackson Rowe, I think he's a body. I think they promoted him because
I agree. I mean, the Warriors.
He's a big dude. He's been playing well for Santa Cruz. He gives the Warriors size. He's huge by the Warriors standards. So that's my guess. And Ray 1953 adding in the chat, 6'7", 210 pounds. I would guess more like 240. But that's 210 is probably what he's listed at. So
that reminds me of Oliver Miller a little bit, right? Remember him?
A little. Oliver Miller was a fat, chubby dude. Yes, he was a bowling ball.
Well, when he did have his moments, he wasn't that fat, but he got
That's
really
true.
fat.
That's true. Yeah, he was a round mound, but yeah. Is he? I wonder what Oliver Miller is doing these days.
I don't know.
Is he coaching?
Unfortunately, what's his face? Right? Tractor Trailer passed away. I remember that. Right? He died.
Yeah, I know Robert Trailer. I know he was good. He was good too, man. I thought he was going to do more in the NBA.
Yeah, well,
but he didn't. He was a Michigan product, right? Is that where he played?
I believe so. Yeah. I have to look it up. Yeah, but I think so.
Oh, you don't have to. It's no big deal. Tractor Trailer. That's a name I don't think anyone has mentioned within my earshot in like 20 years. That's a good reference there. Are you ready to do the scoreboard and start wrapping it up, Ryan? Any final thoughts for the Bay Area sports rap audience?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do a whip around
with the scoreboard, right?
Yeah, whip around. Yeah,
let's do it. Let's get the music going. Yeah, Richard Marquez. Oh, Richard Marquez saying Michigan State.
No, so he was Michigan. No, he's wrong. It's Michigan. I looked it up.
Oh, well, Richard, you son of a bitch. How dare you? F you. Cancel your membership. You're no longer a Golden Dazer. Revoked. You're out of here. But I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Damien LaRoche saying that Tractor Trailer was part of the Fab Five. I don't think that's true either. The Fab Five was Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Stacey King. No, it's not Stacey King. That was UNLV.
No, but the Fab. Yeah, you're right. He was not part of the Fab Five.
So no, he was not part of the Fab Five though. All right, so okay, let's move on here. Let's finish up the show with a look around the NBA. Let's see how other teams did besides the Golden State Warriors, who came out victorious tonight. Again, the final score 116-109. And congratulations to anyone who bet the money line on the Golden State Warriors. That must have been a nice payout.
Oh, real quick. Let me mention them since you brought it up. We got to say who the Fab Five were, right? So the Fab Five were Ray Jackson, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and Chris Webber.
Thank you very much for that. And Damien LaRoche in the chat as well is apologizing for his faux pas. Yeah, it is your bad. You son of a bitch. You stupid asshole. Don't ever come back here again. I hate you now. So go F off.
Nice. How
I'm
do you really
kidding.
feel, Cyrus?
I don't know what. I don't know why he said that. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's play some music. And let's go around the association. No, Damien, I love you. I love you. I'm kidding. And Richard Marquez adding Zion Williamson. Speaking of round mounds, 27 points tonight. Yeah, he had a great night. It wasn't just 27 points. He had a bunch of rebounds and assists as well. All right, around the association on this Wednesday, January 29th. Besides the Warriors beating the Thunder, a lot of other action in the NBA. Let's start with the Phoenix Suns, Ryan. A perfect example of the Western Conference and the parity that exists and why the Golden State Warriors cannot wave a white flag given the landscape of the NBA. The Phoenix Suns lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, 121-113 at home to drop to 24-22. They're a half game ahead of the Warriors now in the standings. Minnesota improves to 28-21. Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite non-Warriors players, 33.7 rebounds, 4 blocks in this game for the guard. Kevin Durant also had 33 points, had 7 assists, and also had 4 blocks. Any reaction, Ryan?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing KD. They're here on Friday.
Yes, you're right. Good call on that. The LA Clippers defeating the San Antonio Spurs tonight, 128-116. Ryan, I'm going to be selfish in saying this. If Derrick Jones Jr. had grabbed just one more rebound, or had dished out just one more assist, or had scored just one more point, I would have won $500 tonight on a $5 bet. That son of a bitch, that's how close I was, courtesy of Underdog Fantasy. So Derrick Jones Jr., kiss my ass for costing me $500. This is what gambling does, dude. It makes you irrationally.
I'm telling you right now, okay? I used to work for Sports Sticker. I think I told you this before. I'm telling you, man, sports, I can't quite say it's rigged, but there's certainly some, you kind of wonder, head scratcher,
What do you mean? Elaborate, please.
Well, in other words, like, things just never quite work out, right? Like, people can almost never hit their parlay. Something always.
Oh, yeah.
Something's a little bit off. Like, oh, man, if this one team won, or if this guy did, like you just said, another point, another rebound, another assist, you could have had some money.
Oh no, you're totally right. I remember when I was in college.
Yeah, that guy. Wait, Portola 45 said it right. He said it right. Pro sports is controlled. Well, so is college too.
You know who does the controlling, by the way? The officials. They're the ones like that.
Well, that's why that whole Tim Donaghy thing.
Yep.
There's still some legitimacy out there, man. That guy was on the cake, man. He was
sneaky.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
And Julian Bashar, you're absolutely right. If you're not trying to have fun, why are we here? What is the point of this? By the way, the great guru with an insult. How dare you? Saying you type nonsense to Julian Bashir like I spit out nonsense. How dare you, guru? Give me one example of nonsense I've spewed. Give me just one example. I dare you. You SOB. And Ken Mamba, I like your sentiments as well. Derrick Jones Jr., how dare you, you son of a bitch. Elsewhere in the association, what are you eating, by the way? You're munching on something.
What's his face would be happy, proud of me, right?
That's the Warriors popcorn, dude. Yeah. The Stephen Curry loves that stuff, right?
Yeah. When you said that, it was Terrell Owens, right? Get your popcorn ready.
Guru, we're having fun tonight, man. This is what happens when the Warriors beat an actual good team. We have some damn silly fun with a little spice attached. Elsewhere in the association, the Dallas Mavericks. What a game this was. It's a high-scoring affair. The final score, 137-136.
Wow.
It's like a Denver Nuggets, LA Lakers 80s basketball game. Yeah. Those are the kind of scores they would put up. The Mavericks beating the Pelicans. This was the game that someone in the chat brought up, Zion Williamson having 27 points. Zion also went on to add 6 rebounds and 7 assists in the losing affair. He actually had 29 points, more than what was written. But the Pelicans still lose to the Dallas Mavericks. Daniel Gafford, midseason acquisition, was it last year? Was it 2 years ago? Whatever it was. 22 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks in the win. Trey Murphy the third, who the Pelicans have said is not on the trade block. So Warriors fans who clamor for him, sorry, 32 points, 6 rebounds in the loss for the Pelicans. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the Sacramento Kings and De'Aaron Fox, man? Like that, that's what a shit show, dude. Like a month ago, they fire their head coach who just 2 years ago was coach of the year because of this guy. And then now he wants out. You can't make this stuff up, dude. What are your thoughts on De'Aaron Fox basically telling the Kings, F you?
Well, I was gonna say that's why the Sacramento Kings have always been kind of a frustrating franchise to follow. I mean, they're a shit show of a franchise, man, and they've been that way for years. I mean, it's like you kind of thought for a while they kind of put it together and they were kind of on the up and up, right, when they were in the playoffs. But man, this team is frustrating to watch, no question.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say about it, right?
Man. That's sack for you, man. That's it. You know,
that's exactly right.
The Sacramento Kings are an example of when ownership can screw things up. I'll just leave it at that.
I agree. I totally agree, man. I mean, and the thing is, like, you know, the Kings fans are extremely loyal, and I think Sacramento fans are in general. That's why the A's are going to probably see an uptick in their attendance. And supposedly they sold out their season tickets and they sold out their home opener for the upcoming season.
Let me real quick while we're on that topic. The stadium that the A's are going to play in Sac is outdoors, right?
Yes.
Sacramento gets hot as F in the summer. How is that going to work?
Hot as balls. Well, at least the one thing they're going to do is they're going to play on grass, which is, I don't understand why people were saying it's not possible. If you go back into baseball history, okay, at one point, now again, granted, the fields weren't very well maintained, but the Yankees and the Giants both share the polo grounds. And then for 4 years in the 60s, the Dodgers shared their ballpark with the Angels before the Angels moved to Anaheim.
Right.
So
what does that have to do with heat, though?
Well, no, I'm just saying, okay, well, they were saying, okay, the relation to heat is they were saying there was no way that the field could handle.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Playing on it. They had to put artificial turf. And then they were saying, no, you can't do that because the players are going to melt. And the players, I think, protested to the Players Association and said, we need to have natural grass. We're not playing on artificial turf in 110-degree weather.
And WV93, whatever your handle is, saying selling out a AAA stadium isn't hard to do, though. I don't know who the hell is going to want to go to this. Dude, Sacramento gets so hot in the summer.
If you're going to go, you better go in the first month. That's why.
Dude, I don't know how that's going to work, dude. That is crazy to me. Anyways, I want to bring this up, though, real fast. I highlighted it a moment ago. Let me find it again real quick because it is interesting. Side note, Julian Bashir is asking, have I ever been to the island of Cyprus? No, I have not. I've swam in the waters of the Mediterranean Sea, but I've never gone to Cyprus. I'm guessing you're asking because my name is kind of similar to it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Follow up if you're curious. What I'm curious about, though, Richard Marquez in the chat, Golden Days, are writing, is there any truth to the rumor of Dennis Schroeder to the Miami Heat and then Podziemski replaces Schroeder? That is music to my ears. If there's any truth to that, to me, Podziemski should be the backup point guard primarily. There's no need for him and Schroeder to be playing together. Where did the rumor come from, Richard Marquez? Please follow that up, and I'll tell you. The source usually leads me to determine if there's any validity to it or not. But if that's true, yeah, great. Sign me up. Let's go around the association as we wrap it up here. Elsewhere in the NBA. And the reason why I brought up the Sacramento Kings is because they lost tonight to the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly, 117-104. Tyrese Maxey, dude can ball. 30 points, 8 assists. Domantas Sabonis in the loss, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, a funky triple-double. Dude, it would have. Do you think the Kings are cooked for this season?
Yes.
I agree.
I mean, especially if De'Aaron Fox is saying he wants to get the hell out. I mean, dude, he is He and Sabonis are the franchise for those guys. Yeah. I mean, I know they got DeMar DeRozan, who's a very good player, but DeMar DeRozan is number 3 on that team, right? I mean, no matter how you look at it, he's the number 3 guy on that team.
Richard Marquez is saying the source of that rumor was Bleacher Report. They publish a lot of these, like, these fake trades. I don't know. I there's so many rumors out there. I'm just kind of done on that front until it happens. Just wake me up then. But so much speculation. But it's still, I mean, if it happens, I support it. I mean, I think that would be a wise move. But we haven't even talked about who's coming back. But Podziemski as the backup point guard makes perfect sense. The Dennis Schroeder piece of it is very ridiculous. Although Schroeder did have a pretty good game tonight. His stats, by the way, real fast. I don't think I mentioned these. Dennis Schroeder played 25 minutes, 49 seconds. He was only 1 of 4 from deep, and some of those threes were
bad.
They were just bad. Like that. Like the Warriors needed those threes, and every time he bricked those things, it just reminded me of the inconsistency. Anyways, Dennis Schroeder, 9 points, 7 assists. You'll always take that. Added 4 rebounds. I thought his defense on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was decent at times, great at other times, and then there were moments where it was awful. Again, SGA's 21 free throw attempts. It's a lot. That's a lot. 21, as you mentioned, very Jordan-esque, at least of that, or very reminiscent of that era. Yeah. Moving along in the scoreboard, we got a few more games here. The New York Knicks. This was a game that for the national audience who was watching the Warriors and the Thunder on ESPN, it was preceded with the Knicks and the Nuggets. And Karl Anthony Towns, that dude can handle Nikola Jokic, dude. Like it's incredible. I feel like he's the one guy that can play defense and man up with Jokic. And the Knicks won tonight, 122-112. Jalen Brunson had 30 points, 15 assists. The Denver Nuggets, for their leading scorer was Jamal Murray, 33 points, 6 assists. But again, the real battle in this one, from what I was watching, was the Jokic and Cat battle. Jokic finished this game was scoring only 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. By his standards, those are bad numbers. And Karl Anthony Towns didn't post much better, 14 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. But again, his team won. I think back to last year's Western Conference semis when the Nuggets were ousted by the Timberwolves, largely because of Cat. It's fascinating to me. What are your thoughts on that, if any?
No, it's definitely an interesting win for the for the Knicks to beat the Nuggets. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, Jokic 6 of 15 shooting. I mean, that's not great. 40%. No. Yeah, and then for him to score under 20 points, and I mean, but again, it looks like they definitely. I mean, the Knicks are a much improved team. I mean, Cat's been a big reason why. Probably the reason why.
Big time. Last offseason, never mind. I was going to say last offseason I was like begging the Warriors to trade for Downs, but anyways, we're almost there. We got. Geez, this was a stacked night of basketball. Did every team play? Did any team take the night off tonight? Anyways, moving on. There was a lot of games tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Miami Heat 126-106. Davion Mitchell, 34 points. Did I say his name right? 34 points.
You said his name right.
Okay. Tyler Hero, 22 points, 6 assists in the loss. Miami drops to 23-23. The Cleveland Cavaliers improved to 38-9, an NBA best 38-9 because the Warriors beat the OKC Thunder tonight. Incredible that Miami is, with all the distractions, all the drama with Jimmy Butler, they're still staying afloat somehow. They're still a 500 team. Ryan, Larry Krueger and I had a spirited show last night talking about Jimmy Butler, talking about the Warriors roster. What are your thoughts on that, man? Like is Jimmy Butler a hard no for you? What do you think?
Yeah, he's a hard no. I don't want him. He's been too much. We talked about him before. He's too much of a headache, man. He's been a huge pain in the ass. Oh, by the way, it's Donovan.
I love it.
It's Donovan Mitchell. I think there is a Davion out there, but Donovan.
Oh
Mitchell.
Yes, thank you. I meant Donovan. Okay, thank you. That's why I was confused.
Man, he's a hard pass, man. I mean, I was listening to Greg Pop on his show, and he was saying the same thing. The guy's too much drama, man. You don't want that. He's a great player, but he's so much drama. And I've interviewed him before in the locker room. He is a character. I will say that. The guy's definitely got personality. But the kind of personality he has, you don't want on your team.
Yeah, I hear you.
He would mess things up for the Warriors badly.
I hear you, man. I
look,
hear you.
Look, the Warriors had enough drama with KD, and KD is a pretty easy guy compared to Butler. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics tonight, 122-100 winners over the Chicago Bulls in Boston. The Celtics improved to 33-15. The Bulls dropped to 20-28. Kristaps Porzingis, 34 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals in the win. Patrick Williams, 16 points, 7 rebounds in the loss for the Bulls. 3 more games. The Toronto this game. Oh, man, this was the titillating, exciting game of the night. Forget Warriors and Thunder. All eyes were on the Raptors and the Wizards. 106-82 win for Toronto tonight. Scotty Barnes, 24 points in the win. Kyle Kuzma, 19 points, 10 rebounds in the loss. The Indiana Pacers, who have been red hot lately, man, they're making a move. 133-119 winners tonight over the Detroit Pistons. Indiana improves to 26-20. I apologize. Detroit drops to 23-24. Pascal Siakam, 37 points, 6 rebounds in the win. Cade Cunningham. We're going to find out the All-Star reserves tomorrow. By the way, Cade Cunningham, 32 points, I apologize, 9 assists in the loss. I imagine Cade will be an all-star. Do you think there's going to be any interesting names dropped tomorrow for the all-star reserves? Any surprises? Is it even interesting? Or do you care? Your thoughts?
I don't care. Whoever they pick, I'll be happy with. I mean, again, I got to be honest. We talked about this before. I don't follow the league nearly as carefully as you do, and I still have a hard time, I mean, I'm sounding biased here, but I just miss the old days when I knew so many more guys who were playing around the league. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, there's stars out there. There's Shea Gilgeous-Alexanders, the Cade Cunninghams. There's some guys out there that you recognize. And there's other guys I've never heard of. Even you, were saying that the other night, right? There was a guy who played well, and you didn't even know who the hell he was.
That happens pretty regularly. So some people in the chat, Ryan, are saying that security's trying to kick you out. Is that true?
No, they're cleaning up.
Oh, okay.
They're cleaning up. No, they're not kicking me out yet. I'm good.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
That would have been crazy. Who's that?
He's cleaning up. He's one of the cleaning
crew. He's just cleaning crew. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And one final game tonight, and this one rivaled the Raptors and the Wizards in terms of excitement and relevance. The Brooklyn Nets defeating the Charlotte Hornets tonight, 104-83. Keldon Johnson, 18 points in the win. Miles Bridges, 23 points, 13 rebounds in the loss for the Hornets, who dropped to 12-32. Brooklyn improves to 15-33 on the night. And that is your NBA.
They're that bad, huh?
They're that bad. No, those games. I don't know. I haven't watched one of those games, but I don't know who the hell is going. I can't imagine the second deck of those games being filled. Right? Like we're accustomed to places like Chase Center just being sold out for 20 years straight. But what does Charlotte look like like this? Or Brooklyn, right? Where Madison Square Garden's the marquee for New York. Then you got the Brooklyn Nets as the Clippers of New York, even though the Clippers are actually have changed the tone in LA this year.
And they have a brand new building.
Exactly, with Intuit, yes. But I imagine those second decks are just empty. So anyways, so the standings right now, and then Ryan, you get to go home. Thank you so much for joining me as always, brother. Warriors.
This is my second home. I mean, I live in these buildings. You know that.
What's your favorite? So you work regularly there. You work regularly at Oracle, and you're at Levi Stadium. What's your favorite?
Don't forget the Sharks.
And the Shark Pond. Thank you. Yes.
Wait, I cover, is it 4 teams now? Yeah, because I lost the Raiders and I lost the A's.
And you weren't going to say A's games either. Right?
No, I used to. I mean, not anymore since they moved to freaking Sac. But
right.
I like the Shark Tank, even though the Shark Tank is over 30 years old. It's a cool building because it's a one-level concourse with an upper and lower deck.
It is. It's a sweet
nice
spot.
Building.
It is.
It's still maintained well, and it's intimate. It's a small building, so that's one of my favorite places. I don't like Levi Stadium a lot. I think Levi's is just a big ass, place to make money.
I hate that it exists. The 49ers should be in San Francisco. It's ridiculous that they did.
It's all based on we talked before. It's based on their ownership. Their ownership has their practice facility right there. It's right in the heart of Silicon Valley. To them, it means money, and so
it's a money thing. Yeah, it is so transparent how money was the agenda for all these moves, man.
But they do have some atmosphere now there. When I started covering the games, when they first went there, There was no atmosphere whatsoever. None.
Ray 1953 in the chat saying that sometimes people go to these games to see the other teams.
Obviously. Well, that happened with the Warriors. When I covered the Warriors when I started back in 1999, it was all about the other team.
That's true. But let me ask you this. On a night like, for example, when the Wizards are hosting the Raptors or when the Hornets are hosting the Nets, are they really coming up to see the other team?
No, they're probably going. They're probably going because they either got cheap tickets or they're just going out. It's a great time out for them,
Absolutely, man. I will say this, dude. If the Warriors were ever in that position again, I will buy season tickets. I'm never making that mistake again. Where like that opportunity was there. I think as recently
it'll happen. I mean, there's going to come a time. Steph's not going to be here forever, and whoever the heir apparent is going to be. Ticket prices will drop. It's like the Giants, right? When Barry Bonds finally didn't play anymore because he never officially retired. But when he stopped playing, the Giants had a few years where they had some kind of lean years, especially the first year after he retired.
Very true.
They stopped playing rather.
Claudia Arachica in the chat telling us that she went, if I got the gender right, please forgive me if I did not, saying that she went to the Santa Cruz Warriors versus the San Diego Clippers tonight. When did San Diego get a G League team? I just saw this reference like a month ago, and I remember doing a double take like, wait. The San Diego Clippers are back? The LA Clippers were the San Diego Clippers at one point. And I understood right away it was the G League team, but still, like I used to live in San Diego for 4 years, more specifically Encinitas, and I'd never imagined a pro basketball team coming back there. Once upon I wrote a whole story detailing the history of professional basketball in San Diego. The history is rich, man. It starts with the San Diego Rockets, who became the Houston Rockets. You have teams like the San Diego Conquistadors with Wilt Chamberlain, the head coach. In the ABA days, you have the San Diego Clippers, who became the LA Clippers. You have the San Diego Sails. There were a lot of teams there, but there's also been a huge void for decades. And then all of a sudden, San Diego has a team again. They have the Clippers back. I think that's kind of cool. So, Claudia, props. I'm glad you had fun. And she said that she met Jackson Rowe. Claudia, if there's time for you to answer this, confirm or deny whether you agree with my sentiments that the dude is large, that when you see him in person, he looks bigger than what you see on TV. Like, I could understand from his physical stature why the Warriors would add him as a two-way player. So if you're watching and listening still, I'd love to hear your follow-up to that. Otherwise, I think we're done, Ryan. Is that it? Are we good?
Yeah, man, we're good. Yeah, I'm hoping. Now, you put in your application, right? All-Star Game applications are due on Friday.
Oh, yeah, I know I'm lagging on that. I still haven't submitted mine yet.
So you haven't submitted yet? Dude, get on it, man.
I thank you for the reminder. I hope I get approved. I hope I get approved.
I hope you do too. Maybe we do a podcast here, right?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes, 100%. So yeah. So
one more thing. How far away do you live from San Francisco again?
About 90 minutes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna send you an email. There's something I want. There's a introductory post committee party that you could probably come to if you wanted to.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm going to submit that tonight. I need to do that. By the way, Claudia got back to us. She's also from Encinitas. Oh my God. Yeah. My former stomping grounds. Huge Warriors and Curry fan. San Diego Clippers just moved to San Diego. Okay. That makes sense because I feel like I would have heard about that. It's called Front Wave Arena. And Claudia's adding Jackson Rowe is in fact pretty big and very good. Tough is the perfect word. That's the word that I would associate best with Jackson Rowe. Dude looks tough. Like I would not want to bang bodies with him. And for you pervs out there, I did not mean that in a sexual manner. I referred that in a basketball manner. Ryan, I hope I get approved for the All-Star game, so you and I will party there. Yes, we'll absolutely do a show together from Chase Center. I will bring the computer and all the setup and the lights and everything.
Speaking of which, I will get a light. I know I've just been busy, but I'm gonna try to get a ring light of some kind.
And they're cheap, dude. I found
I know they are, but I'm gonna go try to buy one at a place like a Home Depot instead of getting on Amazon. And I talked to a colleague. You know why? Because I want to make sure the damn thing works.
Fair enough.
So and then also I'll get some kind of adapter we can use stick mic.
Yeah, that would be awesome too. Yeah, absolutely. But otherwise, Warriors winners tonight. 116-109, and when you look at the standings, they still would not make the play-in if the season ended today. But They're now tied record-wise with the Sacramento Kings, who are the 10 seed. Both teams are 24 and 23. And then the Phoenix Suns are 24 and 22, a half game ahead of both those teams. The Dallas Mavericks are currently the 8th seed right now. They're 26 and 22, and they stand a game and a half ahead of the Warriors. The Minnesota Timberwolves are the 7th seed right now. Minnesota is 26 and 21. So they have a 2-game lead over the Warriors in the loss column and in the standings overall. And then the 6th seed and the 5 seed, again, the two LA teams hold those spots, and LA has 20 losses. I'm sorry, they're both LA. The Lakers have 19 losses. The Clippers have 20 losses. So the Warriors are essentially 3 or 4 games back, depending on which team we're referencing. They're right in the thick of this thing, man. And the fact that they're proven time and time and again they can beat the Thunder, make that deal, make a trade so you can battle the Lakers. Ryan, Steve Kerr and company have never had the Lakers number since LeBron got there, man. Like the last 5 years, both these teams have equal numbers of championships, and the Lakers have eliminated the Warriors from the postseason 3 times. I am tired of that. And the Warriors will not overcome them this year. They've also lost, 9 or 10 in a row to the Denver Nuggets. They're not overcoming that team either unless they make a deal. This team ain't it. It's it for the Thunder. It ain't it for the Nuggets and Lakers. So a trade is desperately still needed. Those are my final sentiments. Ryan, your final thoughts as we wrap it up tonight.
No, I agree, man. Like you're right. I mean, they match up. The Warriors match up well against the Thunder, like the Warriors matched up well back in the day against the Mavericks.
And Damien LaRoche wants to know, Ryan, how can people follow Bay Area Sports Rap?
Oh, so it's just Bay Area Sports Rap. Look for it on YouTube. Bay Area Sports Rap.
Beautiful. There you go.
I think it's. You know what? Hold on, real quick. I believe it's BA Sports Rap. Hold on. Let me see here real quick. It should be. Yeah, so so you go to YouTube, it's BA Sports Rap.
All right.
BA Sports Rap, yep.
Damien says he found it. So, and everyone else,
right,
Golden Dazers, please subscribe. His channel goes beyond just the Warriors, a lot of football, a lot of baseball, a lot of hockey. You got the whole Bay Area wrapped.
Well, we're Bay Area Sports Rap, man. We're comprehensive.
I love it. So
hey, we even cover Bay FC, man, okay? And we do the Barracuda, too. San Jose Barracuda hockey, baby.
Let's do it. I'm all in. Thank you to the audience as always. We'll be back at this soon. The Warriors are next. They have tomorrow off because they just had a back-to-back. Their next game will be
Friday against Phoenix.
Thank you. Friday, they host the Phoenix Suns. And then immediately after that game, another back-to-back. Jesus. So they play the Suns Friday at Chase Center and the Orlando Magic Saturday at Chase Center. That's a rough back-to-back, dude.
No. That's Monday. You're reading that
wrong.
Is
that wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Yes. So thank you for that. Friday, they play the Phoenix Suns. They're off Saturday and Sunday. Oh, there it is. I was looking. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone. And all right, so you're right. So thank you, Ryan, for the clarification. They play the Phoenix Suns Friday. They're off Saturday and Sunday, and they play the Magic Monday before they get back on the road again. So we shall see, man. They keep things interesting, Ryan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No question. Oh, I know. So as we end, I'll say since it's the Lunar New Year, as they say in Chinese, Kung Hei Fa Choi, Sun Yin Fai Lok. Okay, so Happy New Year in Chinese.
Beautiful. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you all find happiness. I think that's the goal here. So, Ryan, love you, man. Love everyone. Thank you. And I believe we are done. So back at this soon. At the latest Friday, might have a show tomorrow. We shall see it. Obviously, if a trade happens, we're going live immediately. And Ryan, you're obviously welcome to join if you want to come
sure.
Be a part of that party. It will be a party if we hear about a trade. Until then, Ryan Leong. People can follow you on Twitter at Ryan Leong. You can follow me on Twitter at Surf Journalist, over on Threads at Dog Wild. Bye-bye.